Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdom of Bulgaria here in September of 1344. I do apologize for kind of joining in. I'm going to try to see if I can splice up the... I don't have a lot of video editing software, so I might have to try to do that, but because we had started at the beginning of our war against the Golden Horde, where we fought a battle here, I think in Sarada, where we did win the battle, but we did lose about 2,700 men. Yeah, the Battle of Sarada. They lost about 66, or not 6,600, 660. As they have just all cavalry, so clearly cavalry has a nice, their cavalry has a nice battle perk, or a casualty perk. So we are just trying to take what essentially is Bessarabia up here, and we did call up the rest of our levies, which we'll give to the king. The Poles are here with about 10,000, with 12,000 men. They got 2,700 men there, 10,000 here. So again, the reason we kind of went to war here was because we have the Jochin rival warlord here, and we thought, okay, well, they're going to be weaker. The occupation of Igorlik is successful. So it's up to 10% war score. The Poles are occupied most of this. So I do think we'll probably be able to take it. We're at 2.91 ducats monthly, 68.84. 78% success in the Sinclit. The burghers of Rus, basically, in case I'm not able to get the videos to combine, they demanded a seat, a parliamentary seat, which we gave to them. We are trying to integrate Rhodope while cracking down on the Greek patriots. We do have 17 of building a spy network in Wallachia. We are trying to curry favor of Poland, potentially for future wars, right? Move them a little bit closer in case we feel like we need to bring them up for support. An extra 1,000 men, right? We lost 2,700 in the first battle, so it can't really hurt. We are losing 1,000 people. The peasants are just barely unhappy. Our burghers are now happy. Our clergy is happy. Our nobility is happy. You know, we are trying. I am just trying to see, as we're at plus 12% war score, what's going to happen when we take these towns, right, from the automatic siege, since we have the capital here. Didn't really change the war score at all. Just kind of interesting. The first Bulgaria Jaochi War. Taking Ismail or Bessarabia. Let's see. We can see when it happened. I know the original Casus Belli was going to end in 1345. Could we actually take it now? They will accept +4. So we could take Bessarabia. Barlad, would we probably don't have the score to do this. 14.66. So we try to move the army a little bit further. Obviously, it's going to strain our supply lines potentially, but at the same time, if we can get... Now, why would we want Barlad? That'd be just... So we have Glacier. All right, supply limit. I have wheat, livestock, fruit, fiber crops, livestock, lumber, wool, horses, and livestock. So they've got a lot... Agriculture, essentially. And are they actually at war with the Jokids? Yes, rival warlord, civil war. They have 5,600 men. Okay, yeah, they have 5,600 men. The Jokids have 30,000. So I know the war probably started in like March of 1344. So I've also tried to see if we could get the war to last maybe a year. You know, clearly we don't want it to, you know, turn around and have the war score go the other way. The burghers of Chevron, the Synclet members of Chevron hold an influential position within the Synclet as they represent one of our economic centers. Their wealth holds much sway in the Synclet, and unfortunately they use it to lobby against our efforts. We're going to lose 5. Opinion, we're still at 73% chance that it's going to go through, which is actually promoting the integration process. It has 33 days left. You can see the Polish army's kind of marching down. I mean, I don't know for sure that we would actually try to take Barlad, but for a nation such as ourselves that has struggled so much in terms of our agriculture output, right? It kind of would make sense. Took 11 days. So I'm very wary about where their army is just because of the advantage their cavalry has over me at the moment. We are holding steady at about 3 ducats a month, though. We are losing an awful lot of people. Okay, all of these places actually, it looks like are already being besieged. Maybe not Argamakli and Sarai. Maybe it's not. Well, maybe they are. I don't know. Dashav and withhold Hamani. Strange that Barkley was not, or Balakli. Oh, there they are. Oh, okay. Well, that's a Yokid rival warlord. Never mind. Okay, so we have advanced master basins. Our construction efforts should never rest and leave our villages and towns idle. Employing a master basin who oversee and plan our construction work, we can make significant improvements in expanding our country. That part's good. What the? Why are we losing so many people? War exhaustion. And migration in Bulgaria is negative 60% for communalism. Okay. The Poles are chasing them away with their 13,000 men. Yeah. Arsinclid agrees. Integration Melnik, Bansko, Krupnik, Dustbud, and Duffkrop is increased by 20%. Now, all of that is part of Piran, which is not currently integrated, so. But that 20% is still nice. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I guess right now my question is really how far can we go? I mean, we're at plus 60%. Still negative 15 in terms of releasing Barlad. But essentially all of the western area that was controlled by the Golden Horde at one time has now been occupied by our forces or by the Polish forces. We still need 880 laborers for the expanded goal lines in Kalotzia. So, hey, look, I think we're going to be 2 for 2 on our wars. The occupation of Bashteka is successful. Alicia has been taken. -8. Yeah, well, -7, right? Could we get... Alright, if they paid war reparations. To Bulgaria. Yeah, we're losing people like crazy. So we are definitely going to want this war to end. Although we are just at -1. So I do think Velika Oleksandrivka. I apologize for I'm sure my mispronunciations are pretty brutal. Tavan has been successfully sieged. Not sure why the Poles decided they needed to come down here and help out, but they did. Thank you, I guess. Again, we're what, 1% away from being able to get this? Oh wait, -7 now. Okay. Hello. That's interesting that changed. It was -7, -1, and now it's -7. for war reparations. Oh wait, or is that? Yeah, okay, never mind that because we added war reparations. Never mind, never mind. But what I was going to say is we're 2 for 2 other wars. We fought the defensive war against Wallachia and Serbia. Now we've taken Bessarabia, which we'll probably have to try to convert to Orthodox Christianity. Looks like the Poles have taken Wałęsa. I'm not sure if that's right. But yeah, just a huge swathe of the Golden Horde lands have been occupied. We're not obviously going to try to take all this, but as we're up to... Oh, who are these people? 1,200... Are these vassals of theirs? Yes, Tabrastron. Yeah, we're gonna lose that battle. Oh, they will accept. So we don't need to get our men massacred. 20% war score, February 1345. Barlad will no longer be part of the Golden Horde. Block all relationships for 120 months, and they will pay war reparations to Bulgaria. So we did expand a little bit there. We got Bessarabia. We do have exiled armies. We also have levies raised at peacetime, but we disband all of our levies. Do have devastated territory now that we have taken. We're still working on cracking down on the Greek patriots. What is this? The Glass Guild is unprofitable. Okay, so as a town. Town of Ismail. Obviously, I don't know that we. You know what? We maybe with the war without. Holy crap! The all Byzantium is about to be occupied. By the Kyrgyz, maybe we win without Poland's help. I don't know. Give or take, right? Definitely helped. Definitely helped. There's no doubt about that. And now we get the opportunity to tell people that we push back, the infidel a little bit. Barlad. Panel. Negative 88.97. They will not agree to an alliance. We do have 1.2 million now after the annexations. Wallachia is allied to Serbia, Halic, and Iasi. So we are going to try to build up a spy network in Barlad. Laws that codified slave conversion. If we allow their religion, 1% increase to their literacy, food consumption goes up by 2%, clergy goes down by 2.5%, slave output goes up by 10. We'll force them to become orthodox. How can we expect slaves to obey and be loyal if they're not willing to embrace our own beliefs and instead cling to their foolish superstitions? Only by forcing them to abandon their heathenry and accept the true faith wholeheartedly can we ensure their obedience. Those truces will run until 1349. Did we have like 82 gold? Pretty sure we did. Pretty sure we did. And now it's gone again. Maybe it was 62 and I misread. I don't know if I actually believe that, but we'll go with that one. Oh, wait. Did it cost money to set up a spy network? Coalition against the Karasids, who are now they are in Europe. This is boy. Now Ustra with its wool and Arminio with its wine. Adrianopolis, just 23,000 people. Interesting. But I thought it was bigger. We're up to 5 ducats, although some of that obviously is going to be the war reparations. Iron, medicaments, that could be good. Lumber or dyes. Do we try to push the Byzantine Empire closer to the Ottomans? Understating, of course, that I know how I said at the beginning, I'm not a map painter, and here I am fighting 2 wars and trying to plot out further conquest. Iron and sturdy grain. I mean, they don't hate me, but they don't like me either. So I'm listening to a podcast right now or series on the Battle of Kosovo and, the loss of the freedoms of the kingdoms of Serbia, Bosnia, Bulgaria as the Ottomans expanded into Europe. And so here we go, right, where they are expanding into Europe. I could. Well, the problem is bailiffs are going to cost like 100 something, right? Generous merchant family, one of the greatest and richest merchant families in the Kingdom of Bulgaria, have decided to reward us for just with a sizable donation. Well-respected traders built their fortune from commerce. The family's reputation as generous patrons of religion and the arts. Now, this newfound wealth, we can strengthen our coffers and give patronage to new talents. One artist, Velislav Teleki, has begun to achieve some renown in local circles and claiming his services are going to be quite a boon for our court. We're just getting the money. I mean, I don't doubt that he probably could have been, but if you look at our control and our proximity, right? I think if we go over here, like divide in. Okay, well, they're still missing. How do you not have any 243 ducats to build a road? Man. Um, now what if we just did a bailiff over here? One 138, 139, 138. Yeah, we don't have enough. Like we just don't have enough money for that. We don't have enough money for anything really. Um, okay, wheat plus 6.93. Profit per level 0.3. Wine, you got a lot of that. 0.43 profit per level though. Fur, we get enough of that. Fiber crops, less of those. 0.60. Chevron, well, sturdy grain, right? And fish, but they're both cities. Um, oh, olives from Dubrovnik is unprofitable. Ismail's missing burgers. Okay. But we are up to 5 ducats monthly. That's quite something for me. That really, really is. I mean, considering where we were started off the game, where we were losing what 13 a month, a couple times because of food and fortifications and everything else. So definitely made some progress on that regard. So we might be able to fabricate claims on Wallachia. Don't know for sure. But we do have the 25% or the 25 spy network set up. 128 ducats. And we. No. Okay. Looks like we would have to call Parliament for that one. This is interesting. I mean, I hate to say it, but in a way, I don't know what the purpose of the spy network is if you can't fabricate claims, right? I mean, you could destabilize the government, do other things. I understand that aspect. It's just like, is that really worth it? The- hmm. 33.5 would be the income gained. Cotton, wait, plus 8.86. But it also has the best profit per level. It is wild to me that the proximity is just so crap. So close to the capital. Commoners are unhappy. We're still. What the hell? Why are we still migrating, losing people? Um, rebel growth, migration, communalism, -16% population growth. Well, that's a problem. All right, that is definitely going to be a problem. That's right, just 3% proximity. Dubrovnik is at -6. So let's see where we are. Yeah, this is part of our capital province. That's wild. That is really, really wild. Excuse me, I stepped out to grab a little few Christmas M&Ms. I'm trying to both watch my weight and also eat a lot of Christmas snacks. So obviously that's a difference. So I do think we're going to be wrapping up the episode though here as we get into 3046. We had a successful war against the Golden Horde, right? Where we expanded into Bessarabia. Our population, unfortunately, is still going down. Our income's at our money's at an all-time high. I think here in Lyskovitz, we are going to go ahead and build. Okay, well, actually, let's go here. Would any of these buildings give us a scriptorium plus 0.19, Orthodox monastery, helps with clergy, food consumption, migration attraction plus 0.10? I mean, that would help actually. I do want to build the bailiff, but I also don't, not right away, because it doesn't look like we can do anything there. Well, we'll let it get to 30, and then we'll see what happens with the spy network. We'll try to improve Poland's opinion of us some more. We're slowly losing less people, so that's a good thing. We're up to 67.68% on the integrated road. Greek patriots are down to 7.15%. Cotton plus 7.75. So we are going to expand the cotton farm here because it has the proximity of the control. So we're going to get the most bang for our buck, so to speak. The bailiff, I think, definitely would have the long-term benefit, right? And that is definitely something we are going to want to do. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so we know we researched about, I think, master masons, right? Oh, diplomatic capacity, monthly diplomats, revoke privilege costs. We don't have any subjects. Max liturgy, Renaissance city plan EDS because we have so many cities. Clerical literature will go for literacy of the clergy. right, will be the other major technology we will go for. Still can't believe it would cost 243 gold to build a gravel road, or ducats, whatever you want to call it. Oh, in the capital, right? What would it cost to build a sergeantry? 37.12. We did get a nice perk up to 5.54 ducats monthly. I mean, that's nice. Never going to turn down money, right? I know I'm never going to turn down money anyway. So, we are, I think, getting closer and closer to the end of the episode. And then at that point, 1346. And we'll start moving forward, right? Maybe a little bit more focus for a couple episodes on the domestics in Bulgaria. I know that doesn't make for the most exciting or entertaining part of the playthrough. We'll take a look here. Speaking of the domestics, where are we at? We haven't done this for a little while. Goods by balance in the Constantinople's market. Wood, we don't have dyes. We're still missing sturdy grain and fruit. We're still missing a lot of. Lumber plus 0.44 profit per level. Drastar with the fruit. 0.7 per level. Tarnovo with 3 out of 5 dies. 1.95 profit per level. Yeah, definitely has some possibilities there. You can see we're missing 0.6 lumber. And actually, if we're short on lumber, building the lumber first would make sense because dyes require lumber to work. We are ranked 49th in the world. Our eldest son, hey, we have Theodora Stratzimir, so we have a granddaughter. Ivan Alexander Stratzimir, so we have a grandson with our second son. And our youngest son has another Ivan Alexander. So I think we have 3 grandchildren. 3 grandchildren, I think. So it looks like the dynasty has, will survive, right? At least that's the hope. Obviously, okay, being in the winter, our food expenditures might go up a little bit. As we try to make sure people do not starve. Corrupt ambassadors or representatives to other countries should embody the very best of our people, but unfortunately, this is not always the case. Sometimes officials are given posts as ambassadors because the administration wants them far away, and on occasion, there's a good reason for this. As it turns out, some ambassadors have spent their well paid exile further enriching themselves with bribes. While this has not exactly been improving our reputation with the locals, these ambassadors have maintained important connections here at home and will not be dismissed without causing some problems. We could lose 5 prestige, get rid of them, or Poland will dislike us. Yep, we'll get rid of them. One, we don't want to piss off our only ally, right? Two, um, prestige is one of the few things we actually have that I feel like we can lose. So we are into January of 1346. Yeah, we really can't do anything against Wallachia, so then we don't need a spy network against them. I mean, I know that you have to call the parliament most of the time, so Poland was able to declare war on the Teutonic Order because without it, but apparently that's not going to happen here. 169 days left on expending the farms and Leskovitz. Both the nobility and the commoners are a little unhappy. We are missing a bunch in Ismail. After we took Bessarabia from the Golden Horde, who looks like they've mostly put down the rebellion. I feel like there's more yellow than there used to be, and less light blue. I'm not sure if that's entirely accurate, but I feel like that's accurate. Negative 6% of the Greek patriots, so they've got down by I think about 4%, losing 0.44 monthly, according to that. We are 69.76 in road rope, so almost 3/4 of the way to integrating that province. I do feel like, I mean, maybe the Ottomans or the Karasids will attack me and it'll all be for nothing. But I do feel like we've made progress here with Bulgaria. I won't say we've done it perfectly. I know the answer to that is no. But I do feel like we've made progress. I feel like, how do I want to say this? We're on the right road, right? We're on the right road. We're 50% of the way towards enforcing slave conversion. Expanded archives, advanced research. We now have expanded archives, which gives us the following benefit: diplomatic capacity plus 20%. Regular diplomatic endeavors require paperwork and detailed documentation of our contacts. And we have finally ended our lack of population or our migration away from Bulgaria. So we now made 63 people, or our population increased by 63 people last month. So that's good. I am curious to see once we get into March, before as we wrap up the episode, what does our population do? Does it go up again or does it go back into the red? So we are in March. We have played about 2 years, which on two type of speed is about an hour, generally speaking. 4.6 ducats monthly. Weaponsmith is all a profitable. It's a 56% control. We're at about 57% market access in Constantinopolis. I think that was going to give us what 0.66 ducats monthly in terms of the profit per level, which doesn't mean we're going to get 0.66, but a little bit of profit there. The lumber 0.44, and currently we have a balance of 0. I do want to wait to April now, though, because I want to make sure. I guess I could make a note that we want to build lumber once we get into April, but I think I'll just try to see out the remaining 2 weeks here, and then put the expand lumber in Tutvercan, and then go from there, because that will give me 100 ducats left even after that investment. So we are starting to try to invest in economic buildings to improve the economic strength of Bulgaria. If we could take Barlad, that would be amazing. If we could take a little bit of the Byzantine Empire here, that would be great. Right, Demotica, Ormeno, and Ustra all belong to are part of our province here. We have wool, wool, horses, and wine. Adrianopolis, they have dye, lumber, wine, medicaments, iron, and livestock. So, fairly good province there. If we could get claims on what is left of the Byzantine Empire, now that they got pushed back by the Karasids. There we go on the lumber. We also know we need fruit badly. But that's where we're going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Apologies that we were not able to have the very beginning of the war on the episode, but hopefully jumping in a little bit after the war started was all right. Take care, everyone. I'll try to do better in the future, and I will talk to you all later.